Tariq Nasheed has abandoned FBA. First and foremost, Tariq Nasheed has abandoned FBA. The failure of the reparations grift, the hoax that Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell, Antonio Moore, and others have been at the helm of for the past 5 to 7 years has absolutely fallen through. Tariq has abandoned that effort. Yvette Carnell, she's still grifting, talking about she's going to do some ADOS chapters all over the country, but she has actually said out of her own mouth, reparations is now a long-term goal that she doesn't even see happening in her lifetime. They have abandoned these people, and these people are like sheep without a shepherd. They don't know where to go. Thus, they have descended back into, they've literally fallen back into the Wabo, Dane Calloway movement. These people, I can't overstate this. FBA was never a real movement because the minute they realized that reparations was no longer on the table, they went back to, they continue to attack Africans. They don't attack Hispanics. They don't, who don't like them. They don't attack the Caucasians who enslaved them. They went back, they attack Africans because they must continue the hatred, the self-hate. But now they are back on the, we are the real Indians. We was here first. They basically went back to where they came from. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a brief time when Dane Calloway and Tariq Nasheed were beefing. And that beef ended as quickly as it started. Why? Because at a certain point, Tariq Nasheed and Dane Calloway realized that they were actually sharing the same ignorant audience. And they thought, they saw that it would be more beneficial to both of them if they just continued to fleece and bamboozle these idiots, as opposed to going at each other and forcing these people to choose a side. The people who are in Dane Calloway's movement, many of them came out of Tariq Nasheed's original Macadocious movement, and damn near all the people who entered into the FBA movement came out of Dane Calloway, Kudamayo, or wherever that Mexican's name is, who think he know more about where black people came from than black people do. They came out of that movement and they entered into the FBA reparations movement because they thought that they were going to get some money. It makes all the sense in the world, because one thing we know about black folks, if you tell them there's a chance that they're going to get some money, they'll let you call them whatever you want, as long as you're going to give them something or they think they could get something in. So it only made sense that once the reparations, once they basically realized that there was no cash payments coming, like a dog going back to his cage. You guys ever seen an animal, a like captive animal, when it's about to die, it gets injured? Remember the movie Planet of the Apes, the more recent renditions? And you remember the one with Mark Wahlberg where the little monkey saved him? He landed in the ship, in the spaceship, when Mark Wahlberg was about to get killed by the apes, and they thought he was Simos, the god monkey that they all worshipped. And one of the gorillas attacked Simos, hurt him, threw him up against the wall and hurt him, right? And what did Simos do as he was dying? He crawled back into his cage where the human beings had kept him captive while they experimented on him and trained him to be a spacecraft flying or piloting monkey, right? And that's basically what ADOS and FBA, that's what they're doing. Their movement is dead. As far as the reparations aspect, it was never a movement. It was more like a fan club, right? It was more like a club. Like you see these motorcycle clubs around your city. They're not going to do anything. They just meet up because they have something in common. They all like to die on motorcycles. They don't do anything. They don't build anything. They don't open any businesses. They just get together, drink, screw the same old broke hoes, and sit on their motorcycles and talk shit for 3-4 hours every night, ride up and down the street, and then ride somewhere together, do the same thing in that spot. Then they all go home. That's basically what FBA was. It was an internet motorcycle club. No real intention, no real aim. We all think we should get reparations. Therefore, we all get on the internet and yell at people who either disagree with us or whoever we decide to hate at the moment. Now, let me explain to you what happened to me just last night when I was at the grocery store, because it's been a long time since I've actually had a conversation with one of these idiots. They don't even come to this channel anymore. They got destroyed so epically. They just decided, you know what, we're just gonna avoid this guy because every time he talks, he's just like cooking our boots. He's cooking our ideology, and we can't. Even Tariq was a coward, couldn't debate against me, lost in court to me, and basically said, well, we got documentation, and that was the end of that. He's a coward, right? So I'm at the store, and there's a black dude. He walks up to me, and I'm wearing the same hat, 1924. And he's like, what does 1924 stand for? Da, 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 da. So I'm like, it's just a historically relevant date, right? And he's like, oh, what happened in 1924? I'm like, John Lennon died. Just a bunch of stuff. First Winter Olympics. We start talking about the Winter Olympics and how people were talking shit against the United States, how these athletes were talking against the United States, and all the American athletes who talked against the United States ended up doing really bad at the Winter Olympics, right? So we were kind of laughing about that. And somehow we got onto the conversation of reparations. You know, they love to gear the conversations towards reparations. And when he brought up reparations, I said, oh man, you saw the news. These Somalians over in Minnesota, they're talking about they need reparations now for damage that was caused to them by ICE. And they done stole $8-9 billion, and they're still begging for reparations, right? So he starts talking about, well, you know, these Africans, man, they come over here and they always think they could take what's ours and what's belonging to us and all this stuff. And I'm just saying in my mind, I'm like, what's ours? What belongs to us? What are they taking? What are they doing or gaining that you don't have the opportunity to get? And he's like, well, you know, we owe because, man, we was here first. And I'm like, so you mean we like came over here on the slave ships first? And so we're like more a part of the American fabric? And he's like, nah, man, we was even here before the slave ships. And that's when it like, my light bulb went off in my mind. And I said, this is an FBA who no longer has anywhere to go. So he goes back into his cage like that monkey in that movie to die the slow death with the realization that he's never going to get reparations in his lifetime for anything associated to slavery. So FBA is now going back into the wobbleism, the delusion, the identity musical chairs where they all started. And as you get on the internet with these people, it is very important that you do not engage in arguments with them anymore, because their job is to waste your time, because they have taken the path of self-destruction, and they are like their father, the devil, who know their time is short, so they're seeking to take down anybody they can with them. It's been made very clear. Pan-Africanism, which most of the people watching this are Pan-Africans, that is the only way Black people are going to move into the future in a collective fashion, period. I spy, I see you in the comments, shut up, study history. But if you came up here, I would ask you about history and prove using historical facts that you're absolutely stupid and don't even know what you're talking about. That's the reality. And just like this guy last night, I used history to debunk this fool. This fool was sitting up talking to me, cool. But when I started speaking the reality about reparations and Tariq, this guy started like trying to insult me. Oh, yeah, you probably an immigrant. And I'm like, well, I'm not an immigrant. My folks is from Georgia and Texas. We came off of them ships. Boy, I don't know what you're talking about. We ain't no immigrants. I'm not. So that little bullshit doesn't work with me. I said, so you the original Indians, huh? You ain't no African American, huh? No, I ain't no African American, and all this stuff. We the original Native Americans. We was here first. Them people is just cosplaying us. So I asked them a very simple question. I said, you an American, right? Yeah. I said, you love this country, right? You love a white man, right? You love this country. Yeah, I love this country. This is my country. Y'all, I killed them with a very simple fact. If you want to know the one way you can destroy every FBA, all these fake Indians, if you want to know the way you can destroy all these idiots factually using history, put a 1 in the comments. I need 10 ones in the comments if I'm gonna give you my secret sauce on how to destroy these dudes effortlessly. A flawless victory that they can never ever explain their way out of. They can never. If you want to know how to destroy these dudes in a way where they can never explain their way out of it, give me my 10 ones in the comments. Do you want to know how to destroy these dudes? Like, GTV59. I need my 10 ones. Listen, the cost of admission is free, but I need my 10 ones in the comments if you guys want to know what you need to, the point you need to make to kill these idiots. And it's very simple. And you're going to say, why didn't I think of that? The Bible says they will wear it like a sign across their forehead. And do you know, as if prophecy fulfilled, the fact that I used to destroy this idiot was on my forehead the entire time. You know I love my 1924, right? The fact that I used to destroy this idiot was on my forehead the entire time. I need my 10 ones. I got 3. I got 3 ones and a 2. I need my 10 ones. You are going to actively participate in this because I'm about to give you the key, the jewels, the gems, so you can destroy these dudes because they come in harder than ever right now because their entire reality has been destroyed now that they realize that they're not going to get reparations. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to destroy your reality. They're going to come in and try to destroy you and destroy what you think and what you got going. They're going to come try to take over your mind and destroy that because their mind has been destroyed. They're like the Bible say, they like dogs going back to vomit. You know that scripture where they say they like dogs going back to vomit. The reparations gave them some type of energy and hope in life. The reparations fell through, so now they're going back to their own vomit like dogs, lapping it up because they got nowhere else to go. They are ideologically homeless. They are politically homeless. Their identity, they don't have any identity. They didn't give the white man their identity. All in the name of trying to get accepted. All in the name of acceptance. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do to destroy these dudes right here on my forehead. You know why this is so significant, 1924? I asked that idiot, that moron, that fool, that buffoon. You know, I asked him, I said, okay, you Indian, huh? Yeah. And I said, so you believe being the original Native Americans, not the Africans, that was brought over here on these ships? You believe that gives you more right to this land and more power and leverage in this land than being one of them Africans who came off the ship. Because, yeah, we the original. That's what they said. I said, but you know what's the problem with this situation, baby? This country don't start from when you think you got here. This country start from when them white folks drafted up that Declaration of Independence, gave it to King George, fought a war with that fool, and established this as a country. That's when their records start. And according to their records, we've been here longer than you. Black Africans have been here longer than you. We have more right to this right here than your fake Indian ass. And oh no, that ain't true, because this is our land. And all this shit, right? I said, okay, let's ask a very simple question. And here go the quiz. Right? In what year were Native Americans granted U.S. citizenship? I'm gonna give you a clue. In what year were Native Americans? I asked them, what year were Native Americans, Indians, bloodthirsty savages? What year were they granted American citizenship? In what year were they recognized like, yo, they're Americans? In what year were they recognized as Americans? Where's my daughter at? Where's Samira at? Samira. I'm gonna ask my daughter if she knows, because they don't know shit. They ain't learning shit in school. What year were Native Americans recognized as American citizens? Okay, what year were Black people, African Americans, recognized as U.S. citizens? Okay, go look it up, because you need to know those things. All right, bye. She don't even know. And that's the issue. We're not teaching our kids nothing. That's why idiots like Tariq Nasheed can come in and throw bullshit fake history at them. And they're like, yeah, that sounds right. They don't know nothing. Chaseful said it right here. Your hat says it. Native Americans were not even recognized as Americans until 1924. Now, let me ask you a bigger question. What year were African Black Americans recognized as U.S. citizens? Which one came first, the chicken or the egg, nigga? 1868. 1868. Understand? 1868. Damn near half a century before a Native American was even recognized as an American in this country, Black Americans, Africans, the descendants of African slaves, were recognized as citizens in this here country. Bitch, we was here first. We were here first. We was here before you, the savages, anything else, because according to the recognition of this nation that was established in 1776, we came first. It got nothing to do with physical presence. In this nation, the greatest nation on earth, we was recognized first. See, when you're looking at power dynamics and political leverage, and then you're trying to determine that based on who was here first, we was here first. We were here like 56 years before you guys were even thought of. Y'all was still living out in the wilderness, eating horses and shit. But that shows you how mentally ill the FBA, ADOS, the WABOs, it shows you how deep their mental illness goes, because they believe that identifying with a group of people who haven't even been recognized in this country as long as Black African Americans makes them more powerful. They be talking about, oh yeah, the U.S. Census, and that proof, nigga, the U.S. Census don't prove shit, because they didn't even track an Indian until 1924. All them lies, they say 1619, and I got the no, you don't. They weren't recording a single fucking thing about Indians in this country until 1924 and beyond. But they'll sit up here and lie to you. Oh, they the fake, they the $5. No, dude, when Indians became citizens of the United States, African Americans were having the Harlem Renaissance. Let that sink in. Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, Richard Wright. That's how long we have been establishing a group in this country that was very distinct from Indians. By the time they got recognized as U.S. citizens, we were having the Harlem Renaissance. We had already fought in World War I. We had already fought in the Spanish-American War. We had already fought and slaughtered thousands of them in the Indian Wars. We had already fought in the American Revolution and were recognized as a distinct group separate from any Indian. So how the hell is somebody going to try to rob you of your lineage in this country by telling you that you are more attached to a group of people who aren't even recognized in this country until damn near half a century after you were made citizens of this country? We was voting, working in unions, building skyscrapers, doing all that. We had sat in as representatives in the Senate and in the Congress long before Indian people ever were recognized as a group or as Americans in this country. They were sitting on reservations, and if you went back to a reservation back in those days, it was not a Negro among them. It was not a Negro among them. See, this is what happened when you get your history from Dane Calloway. You'll get debunked with basic historical evidence. This is what happens when you get your history from somebody like Tariq Nasheed, a dude who didn't even graduate from high school. You will get debunked with basic evidence. This is why I don't waste my time debating these idiots, because when I asked them both of those questions, he couldn't even answer neither one. They swear to you, I got my lineage and it go back to this day, 1619, but they can't even tell you basic historical facts. When was slavery outlawed in the United States? When was the import of slaves into the United States outlawed? 1810? They can't answer basic facts. So all they can do is to deflect onto pseudo facts or trying to go to insults or trying to dial it back to what an African immigrant is taking from them that they don't got. That's it. That's it. These people have no future. All they're going to do is infight. Bro, these people that went from, they were relatively young when this shit started. These people been arguing until they got gray up in their head and still ain't got shit. They had y'all totally convinced that they was going to get reparations. Where are the reparations? We told them, stop wasting your time. You're not going to get reparations. I told them 7 years ago, y'all not going to get no reparations. Ain't even no point of wasting your time talking about that, because based on the laws of this land, it will be illegal to give you reparations solely on the fact that you black and a descendant of slaves. They didn't want to believe it. Nah, Tariq said. Well, 7 years of Tariq said, and what is Tariq doing? Tariq is working on Hidden Colors number 19. How to bamboozle an idiot. Flex's return. He's working on Hidden Colors 6, about to get in your pocket again, and you looking around wondering what the fuck just happened because you ain't never got no reparations, but you done gave this dude thousands and millions, not thousands, millions of dollars. He done got your ass for millions of dollars, FBA. Millions, allegedly. And you have nothing to show for it. You have nothing to show. I don't have a single thing. 10 Speed in here. What do you have against Black America? I am a Black American. I don't have nothing against them. I root for America at the Olympics against the Jamaicans and against the Africans. That's who I want to win. I think we're the ones who actually have the ability to make things change. But you're not going to make a single thing change doing the two things you're doing. One, continuing to blame others for why you can't get what you want in this country. And two, continuing the infighting, in the divisiveness that is characteristic of FBA. A house divided cannot stand. A house divided cannot stand. And let me tell you something. The reason why FBA house will always be divided is because the minute you don't agree with them verbatim on everything they want, they act like the hoes that raised them. They turn on you. Now you an immigrant. You this. I could show you in my inbox. This girl I knew since I was young. We was talking. She was asking me some questions about just Africa and all this stuff. Soon as she was like, yeah, because they come over here and they get stuff. I said, well, tell me what they get. Because anybody could go up to the welfare office and sit up and collect Section 8 and all that shit. So what are they getting that you don't got? She started calling me an immigrant teller. You an immigrant, you a teller. I'm like, girl, we knew each other since we was little. I'm not an immigrant, which I didn't care. I didn't care at all. But I saw these people are divided within their own mind. You can't build with people like that. You can't build with hyper emotional people. Even Tariq is a bitch, just like most of those people in FBA. Let me tell you why I know that. Remember the pull-up summer when all those people were like following behind Tariq and they started doing those like pull-up things where they were having those rallies all over the country, and Tariq was trying to get that job as a host for the Revolt Summit. And then what I heard happen from a very reliable source who was actually connected to that Revolt Summit, they said that when the people who run that, when they found out that Tariq was associated with the pull-up summer, because then people were saying some pretty crazy radical things, they told Tariq, like, yeah, you're no longer like able to be a candidate for the hosting job, right? Tariq got so mad, he went to Twitter and he started doxing those people in real time, giving their names, their addresses, and everything over Twitter. He was that mad because he thought that they had cost him his opportunity to be a host on the Revolt Summit thing, which it would have grew his brand for sure, but he lost that opportunity. It was at that moment I said, you can't build with these people, because the minute that they get angry with you for whatever reason, they're going to try to destroy you. That's one reason I will always rock with my brother Afro Think Tank, even though we have a difference of opinions on certain political things. I could tell Afro Think Tank something in confidence about me. He could tell me something in confidence about him, and we don't ever have to worry about that shit spilling out onto the internet. I've told him personal things about my life. He's told me personal things about his life. He's a man. He's not a bitch who gets mad and then runs to the internet and try to throw shit out and blast you out on things that were said in confidence. Tariq is not of that caliber. He's a coward. The minute something don't go his way, he don't stand on business as a black man and say, fuck it, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. He goes out and he tries to destroy the people who he blames. Those people didn't want nothing more but just to be cool with Tariq and follow him and be a part of what he had. He's the one who galvanized those people and radicalized those people and had those people ready to go out to these damn rallies in the middle of nowhere about we FBA, we need reparations and all this shit. And he turned on them. And that's who y'all following, and y'all think y'all really gonna get somewhere? That's when I knew that shit wasn't going nowhere. How you gonna be in a movement? How is it a movement when the leader of the movement willing to sell the fucking movement out for crumbs? Tariq was ready. It wasn't like he was getting 30 pieces of silver. Tariq sold y'all out for a damn job as a host. Full Revolt Summit shit ain't even around no more, and he sold them out for that. No way, Chris Edwards. I'm not the biggest coward. That's your mama, clearly. But I'm the bravest person on YouTube. I'll meet anywhere and talk with anybody, and we could discuss these facts. But you're going to have to tell me how you are an Indian and how that gives you more leverage in this country than me, when you weren't even a citizen in this country until 1924, and we've been, citizens in this country since 1868. You didn't build this country. You had no part of it. If you're an Indian, yeah, go be an Indian. But what I will tell you, what I will say, something Indians, I believe, do have over blacks in this country right now. The Indians are not happy with the way they were treated by the American government, just like the black man and woman is not happy with the way they were treated by the American government. But do you know what the difference is? The Indians continue to build and grow. The Indians bought the Hard Rock Casino. I think they're Hard Rock Hotel. I think they're going to open one of those in Long Beach. I don't know why, but I think they are. Well, there's a lot of events down here. So, yeah. They keep building. They got all these casinos and oil and all this type of shit. It wasn't that they having access to something we don't have access to. They just kept building. They went out to those reservations. They said, we going to bet on us. And they found land. Oh, shit, it's oil up in them there hills. Total fluke, total accident, Beverly Hillbillies type shit. But they kept building. And even to this day, they continue to build quietly. They continue to build quietly. While black folks is in America hooping and hollering and screaming about everything they don't got, what somebody not gonna do for them, and all this type of shit, while we sit up and don't build nothing. You hate the white man. The white man got to give you reparations. Ryan, why the white man got to give us reparations? This nigga told me the other day, he said, the white man got to give us reparations because he had a 150-year head start over black folks. Nigga, you had a 1,000,000-year head start from when he was living in fucking caves with his livestock and you was doing science and everything else in Timbuktu. How the hell you gonna tell me about a head start when you invented most of this shit that he's using to this day, exploiting it for his gain? When this dude was running through the woods of Britain as a barbarian with his face painted blue, you had institutions. And you're talking about a fucking 150-year head start. You had a 200,000-year head start over the white man. And he caught you and he passed you up. To come from 100,000 years of behind and pass black folks up because we got complacent and lazy. And then for black people to say, oh, well, he had a 150-year head start. Man, you better catch up. That's the way the world works. China had a head start on the white man. The Mongolians, Genghis Khan, them had a head start on the white man. But the white man just came from the back and passed them all up because he kept his nose to the grinding stone and he built quietly. Black people had a head start in this country over Mexicans. Now niggas talking about, we got a $1 trillion spending power. And Mexicans got a $2 trillion spending power. All it is infighting. All it is infighting. That's all we want to do is fight with each other, tear each other down, keep each other from making one step forward. That's why I really stopped talking about this shit. I said, you know what? This is not doing anything for me. This is not, I mean, I was getting a little bit more money off of YouTube, but ultimately, what was it helping me do? I've done so much stuff in Africa since I stopped talking about this stuff. And I believe I'm better off for it. I've invested in that continent in ways you wouldn't believe. Because I said, bro, talking about this shit on the internet ain't gonna get you nowhere. You just got to start doing it. Only thing it was doing for me was getting haters hating on me. That's all it was doing. Getting haters hating on me. I had people trying to call like my business partners. I had somebody trying to call an apartment where I had an Airbnb and talk shit and tell them lies about me. They don't know in Africa, money talking, bullshit walk, nigga. That they tried to sabotage me. I think, what was it? 10,000 shillings. Knocked that right out. Dude, you in America calling from Africa, calling to Africa to try to hate on another black American. Crazy. Nah, we're complacent and lazy, dog. Azazel, complacent and lazy as fuck. Any group of people who spend 7 straight years with the white man need to pay us reparations or else as their primary political ideology is lazy. And they're only taking that position because all they have to do is sit on their ass and not do nothing else. That's the only reason they're taking that position. FBA and ADOS wasn't nothing but a bunch of idiots who were throwing rallies that were really parties, but they were just calling them rallies a couple times a year. And every day their work was to get on the internet and attack people who didn't agree with them on the situation involving reparations. I'm just asking you, where's the reparations? What did they build in the name of reparations? Can anyone tell me? You know, people talk shit about me, right? I want to ask you one question. If you have a political agenda and you have something that you believe in, right? Like the ADL, the Jews, the Anti-Defamation League, If I look up the Anti-Defamation League, because they fight against anti-Semitism and all that. If I look up the ADL headquarters, the ADL headquarters is at 605 3rd Avenue, New York, New York, 10158. It was founded in 1913, right? They fight the Anti-Defamation League, the nonprofit organization fights anti-Semitism, extremism, and bigotry through advocacy, training, and education. It also operates numerous regional offices across the U.S. and in Israel. Okay, right? Now, y'all go type in, where's the FBA headquarters? Where's the FBA, Foundational Black American Reparations headquarters? Let me see. FBA Reparations headquarters. Based on the historical and current search results, there is no centralized FBA reparations headquarters for foundational Black Americans. The FBA movement operates primarily as a decentralized, digital, and grassroots advocacy effort focusing on reparations rather than a formal institution with a physical headquarters or physical representation. Exactly. It's an online cuck group. That's your legacy. You spent 7 years of your life talking shit on the internet, and they're saying this is a digital movement. Digital. I don't work for no damn James Wan. He's a freaking idiot for even getting with Tariq in the first place. It's you're part of a digital movement. That's what you're recognized as, a digital. And you think that that's going to appear on United States documents one day. Do you know how stupid you are? Donald Trump did a Black History month party at the White House. No one said the word FBA for the entirety of that. They said this shit is a digital, decentralized digital advocacy effort. They didn't even call it a movement. Oh yeah, it does. It says the FBA movement operates primarily as a decentralized digital and grassroots advocacy effort focusing on reparations rather than a formal institution or physical representation. You're digital, bro. You're the lawnmower man. What's that other movie with Denzel? Your virtuosity. They FBA on ABC News, right? Right. These people so happy because who is that? What was the white man? Tucker Carlson mentioned him. Yeah. Tucker said it. They identify with the white man who's their slaver, who the person who slaved them, but they got all the smoke for the Africans. Now, I'm not saying Africans sold slaves too. Africans sold slaves too, without a shadow of a doubt, and they should be held accountable for that. But the Africans was offering you the olive branch a piece. Come over here, build, start businesses. You know, most of y'all priced out of starting a business in America. But too prideful to go to Africa and start a business where you can actually afford to start a business. Nah, reparations. And now that reparations is not coming, there's no contingency plan. There's no plan B. It was just like reparations or bust. Tariq has already moved on. You know what's so cold about Tariq? Tariq didn't even make his Hidden Hustle Lounge the official headquarters of FBA. He didn't even make that. He has the address. Y'all paid for the motherfucker. Y'all paid for it. He didn't even have the decent. He didn't even have the respect enough for you to make that building that y'all paid for the official headquarters of FBA. So y'all could at least say, look, we got a storefront. We got a damn roof. We got some type of physical establishment that's representative of what we're fighting for. No, Pan-Africanists have tangible wins for black people. You smoking dope. What are you talking about? You ever heard of the Tuskegee Institute? Yeah, that's Pan-Africans. Y'all dudes are crazy, man. But O'Shea has opened up heavy. He should. He should. O'Shea will succeed where Tariq Nasheed was too stupid to ever even venture. He should. I see George Macon. He done got on YouTube. He grifting off of FBA. Dude, I'm telling you something. The reason why I know FBA will never amount to anything is because people are now using FBA as just a grift. You got people who couldn't even get views talking about nothing relevant on YouTube. Now they're just talking FBA bullshit and their channels are taking off. And more power to them, and congratulations to them for that. Congratulations to them for that. But that's not leadership, but that's what y'all following. FBA think, oh, we got 100,000 views on a video about us. Yeah. That's why your movement is only digital. But can y'all get 100,000 people to show up somewhere to do something regarding getting them reparations? No. No, you can't. And that's the sad part. That's the sick part. Flex's bank account got filled to the brim. His cup runneth over, and y'all didn't get nothing for it. 7-8 years of work. Y'all could have went to medical school in 8 years, and at least you would have came out as a doctor. Oh, yeah, the delineation wave is so stupid. Let me tell you what the stupidest thing about delineation is. The stupidest thing about delineation is this. There is no group on the planet trying to delineate. Groups are trying to assimilate. Groups are trying to show other groups why they should be a part of this group, because they know that perpetuates growth of the group and the idea. Muslims are going into Europe and everywhere else. They're trying to assimilate people into their religion, to spread their religion. People used to delineate, oh, this is us and that's them. Now people are trying to bring people in because they realize that that's a quicker way to spread their ideology. This is how dumb. Let me show you how dumb these people are. It's only about 44 million African Americans in America. There's 3 million African immigrants in America. Instead of saying, let's assimilate these Africans into our culture, let's get them on board with the reparation movement. Like, yo, if we get reparations, y'all can get reparations too. 44 million African Americans wasted 7 years of their life and probably killed their ability or their hopes of getting reparations by trying to make sure that 3 million Africans didn't get to participate in it. If 3 million Africans got reparations alongside 44 million African Americans, what would that have done to your reparations cash payment? Reduced it by like $10? It wasn't even worth the time. Trying to delineate and trying to make it clear that you ain't Africans and they shouldn't get none of our stuff. It wasn't even worth the money that you would have saved. Your reparations payment would have went down about $10 or $20 to give 3 million African immigrants reparations. Anybody with a brain, that idiot Sandy Darity, if you would have put him on the numbers, he would have come to the conclusion, yo, yeah, it ain't even no point of delineating them from them because the amount that we would lose on our individual payments would be so insignificant, it's not worth the time. It's like going to a check cashing place, like where I live in California. We have these 24-hour check cashing places, right? So like, you know, you could go to your bank and cash the check and they're not going to take no money out. This is back before a lot of people did like direct deposit and shit when I was younger. So when people would get a check, right, some people would be like, yo, I'm going to wait till my bank opened in the morning because banks used to close like at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They would say, instead of waiting till my bank open in the morning, I'm going to just go to the 24-hour check cashing place and they're going to take a little bit off the top and I'm going to get to keep You know, I'm going to get to cash my check tonight. So if I want to go to the club, wash clothes, go shopping, go out to eat, whoop-de-whoop, go whatever party, take a girl on a date, whatever, I could do that. Well, when you're taking that check to the check casher place, the bank going to do it for free. But the check casher place, depending on how much you get paid, they're going to take like 2%, 1%, whatever. So if you make like $200, they might charge you $250 or something like that, or $5 to cash your check. You're like, look, the amount of money they're taking off the check doesn't even matter. It's worth it for me to get access to my money quicker. That's the simple equation that nobody in FBA ever did. They said, let's waste 2, 3, 4 years, get bogged down, right? Get bogged down in this infighting with the Africans, and yeah, we got to have a panel and a FBA reparations task force so we can make sure the Africans don't get it. It wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. You could have just tried to quickly expedite the process and hope that Gavin Newsom, in his effort to not go down as a piece of shit governor of California forever, might have said, you know, all right, quick, we're gonna rush him a couple $100,000 of payments just to keep it moving. And while you, and this is the coldest part, and I want y'all to pay very close attention here. I want you to pay very close attention here. Do you realize, and I want all my FBA geniuses up in here, this is why the Pan-Africans run the show, because we're smarter than you. We the thinking folks, right? The whole time you were fighting with immigrants, black immigrants, about them not getting a payout for reparations, the Hispanic immigrants was building up their political apparatus to beat the shit out of you politically and secure billions of dollars in government funds, in state funds for them. You were busy fighting African immigrants over reparations, and they were securing billions of dollars for free healthcare, free food, free housing, and everything else for their people. That was your money, dumbass. But you were so busy looking over here trying to hate on the African immigrant, you let the Hispanic immigrant take everything from you behind your back. Am I wrong? Can anyone prove me wrong on that? You can't. Because Tariq did his job. Hey, Tariq, keep these niggas distracted while we take their resources and give them to these Hispanics. And the deed was done. California is about to spend about $3 billion providing free health care for illegal immigrants. Zohran Mamdani has a budget that he's about to try to get passed with billions of dollars for illegals. You fought so hard to keep this other black guy from getting a piece of 3 million, just measly 3 million African immigrants. You fought so hard to keep them from getting a piece of what you wanted that you let somebody else take the whole fucking pie. I used to have these 3 dogs. I used to have two. I used to have a bull terrier. I used to have a pit bull. And I used to have a little French bulldog. And actually, no, I had 2 bull terriers. One was my friend's and one was mine, but we used to breed them. So they would bring them over to my backyard and we would leave them in the yard so they could breed, right? And then I had this little Frenchie. So whenever I would go outside and start barbecuing something on the grill, the bull terriers would come sit at the bottom of the grill thinking I'm going to throw them some food, right? If I threw them a hot dog or a chicken or whatever, they wouldn't go for the food. They would start fighting each other over the food. I'm talking about going at it, bro. It was a male and a female, but they would be going at it over this food because one of them didn't want the other one to get none. If I throw them 2 chicken wings, two chicken legs, they'll fight over the chicken legs because one just wants to eat both rather than let the other one get one. While they over there fighting, getting beating each other up, that Frenchie would walk up and eat both pieces of that chicken while they over there fighting. Then they start fighting, so they would get locked up in the kennel for the rest of the day for fighting. And that Frenchie would be eating all the little tip bits and pieces and all that I threw off the grill. That's black people. That is black people 101. We ADOS and FBA was so busy fighting African immigrants over reparations. 3 million that they let 80 million, 50 million illegals come and secure all the resources that they could have got for reparations. This is the truth. This is inarguable, undeniable facts. We fought each other for 5 years. And at the end of the 5 years, the only thing that happened was Joe Biden got the presidency, let 20 million illegal immigrants into this country. While we were still fighting over reparations, those 20 million illegal immigrants secure free housing, free food, $12,000 on the goddamn link card, free health care. And then the few who actually left, they got a bag to leave. Come on, guys. You don't see that? The internet lists FBA as a digital, online, decentralized movement. That's it. FBA ain't no lineage, bro. I typed it into AI and I put it on Google. No one looks at FBA as a lineage. FBA is a reparations movement. That is not physical, it's digital, and it's online. Can you prove that it's not an organization? Can you prove that it is or isn't an organization? And can you prove that it's a lineage? You can't. You can't. So, and then here we go. Gen Z got the ball now. No, they don't. I love that. I love the black man's unique ability to put the responsibility for the whole race on the youngest of the race. Gen Z got the ball now, so your legs, your mouth, and your hands don't work. So we got to hand it over to the kids. Are you crazy? We the only people who do that type of shit. It's on the youth now. You are the youth. You're like 40 years old. We ready to retire so we can go fuck white women, huh? I'm tired of worrying about that shit. Yeah, that's what we do. Let me look up what age group is Gen Z. People born between 1997 and 2012. So people who are 13 to 28 years old. My daughter's 17. She's in Gen Z. You're telling me that now it's up to them. We done. You 35 years old, but we done now. That's got to be the dumbest shit I ever heard, G-Swing. Stop it. We done. It's on them now. That's what we like to do. Because we want to get back to doing bullshit that we own. But if you don't want to lead the whole time, why you keep trying to jump your ass in front of the pack? FBA wanted to pretend like they was running shit in the black community up until the point where they got reparations. And you know what would have happened as soon as they got reparations? They would have scattered in the wind, doing whatever they want to do, probably smoking crack, getting high, drinking up Hennessy, buying Cadillacs and 40 ounces and shit, and there would have been no cohesion about it. I remember when I used to debate these fools. I used to literally say, okay, when you get your reparations, what you gonna do? We gonna come together and be like, nah, I ain't building my money. I'm gonna do what I want. It was at that moment where I said, look, it doesn't matter if we do get reparations. Nothing good is gonna come out of it. Because these fools were already hard pressed on individualism. Listen, one thing that's not going to succeed is you pretending to do something for the collective when in reality you're only doing it for individual gain. And that was FBA. Tariq was literally using y'all so he could personally get a check. Once he would have got his check, he would have said, fuck these fools, and kept it moving. That ain't no damn lineage. That ain't no movement. That's a bunch of fools trying to get a check for their own personal reasons, and nothing's going to come out of it. And you knew they wasn't going to build nothing, because if you planned on building something, you're going to start laying the groundwork first. And then when you do get the check, you're just going to add on to that. That's how you know that Black Lives Matter wasn't about shit. They wasn't building nothing. They were Black Lives Matter been taking in donations since like 2014 to today. They ain't built a single thing. Corporations gave them $90 million. Black Lives Matter ain't built a single fucking thing in any black community anywhere in America. But when it's a tragedy, they pop their head out They probably get a couple of 100,000 in donations, and then they go back into obscurity. The youth runs movements. No, the youth runs moments. That's what the youth runs. The youth get mad for a little while, then they go back to Roblox. The youth get mad for a little while, then they go back to Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty. The youth, there's no movement you've seen run by youth that was successful. The youth are manipulated because they are hyper emotional, making them easy to manipulate. The youth are manipulated by higher powers to help them achieve a certain agenda. And once they do, the youth is discarded. The youth is discarded. And you can't accept the facts, so you have to try to deflect. Brandon's being a capitalist and not a Pan-Africanist. I'm a Pan-African capitalist. What are you? Oh, you're a socialist. And that's what got me pissed off with a lot of these so-called Pan-Africans. You don't want to be a Pan-African. You are a milquetoast, college educated liberal who's been indoctrinated into socialism, and you're trying to use Pan-Africanism as a cover for the fact that you're a communist. And you're mad at me. How were you? Listen, was Marcus Garvey a socialist? I think Marcus Garvey was a capitalist. That's why he owned restaurant chains and printing presses. Marcus Garvey was about his coin. He was a capitalist by far. So why are you telling me that me being a capitalist is a problem? But the person who we claim, this our guy, he was a capitalist. He was a capitalist. And you're trying to shame me for being a capitalist. If I am a capitalist, I am closer to Garvey than you will ever be. All you got to do is Google it. Was Marcus Garvey a capitalist? You want me to share this with you and hurt your feelings? You want me to share this with you and hurt your feelings? Y'all, we just had somebody try to shame me. Oh, he a capitalist. He ain't a Pan-Africanist. You're a dumbass. That's what you are. Because I just typed right here. Was Marcus Garvey a capitalist? Yes. Marcus Garvey was a proponent of a form of Black capitalism, advocacy for economic self-sufficiency, entrepreneurship, and financial independence as the primary means to achieve racial equality and liberation. Through his organization, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, he launched businesses like the Black Star Line to create a separate, independent Black economy. So if I'm a capitalist, if Garvey is a capitalist, what the fuck are you? What are you? See, they throw criticism out here that expose their ignorance. No, he wasn't a socialist. I just read it. See what I'm saying? What are you? See what he said? See what he said? I said, what are you? A socialist? Question mark. I want white women. I'm on crack. You just like, what? They don't even know what they're following. You got people over here thinking that Pan-Africanism is socialism. No, socialism is some shit white people made up to make you cool with being a slave for them. Socialism is destroying New York City right now. You mad at me because I do my research and I got common sense? Let's put this thing up. So, according to G Swing, Marcus Garvey ain't no Pan-Africanist because he was a capitalist. Today. Hey, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. You can't make this shit up. This is the exhausting aspect of it. Everybody's talking about who is what, like they're superior. They don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know what they're talking about. What am I building? Don't even start. Years ago, I stopped telling y'all Negroes what I'm doing in Africa because y'all just hate on your boy. If you're not a socialist, why are you criticizing me being a capitalist? Right. Jabril, this is a Tariq Nasheed stand. This clickbait, you ain't talking about nothing but pocket watching. He just came in. We've been talking for an hour. You ain't talking about nothing but watching another man's pockets. Please stop. Y'all the socialists. Socialists. These fools go vote for shit like make the rich pay their fair share. Eat the rich. And then try to accuse someone else of pocket watching. Y'all the ones pocket watching. What black organization did you build, man? See what I'm telling y'all? This is circular thinking. Niggas is still talking about organizations. Organizations. Why don't we create an organization where you get off your ass and go do something, and then I get on my ass and go do something, and then we meet at the middle? This is what I'm talking about. Black folks still trying to live in the 1960s. Black folks still trying to live in the 1970s. What organization did the Mexicans who whooping your ass economically and politically build? They didn't build no organization. They went to work and built a construction company and built a landscaping company and built a painting company and a restaurant. That's what Garvey did. Garvey said, shit, black people got to eat. Let's open some grocery stores. Damn, black people need to get to how they going in restaurants. Let's open up some restaurants. That's the organization right there. That's the organization right there. Y'all still want to get in a room and sit at a table and talk shit about what you're going to do and how much you hate the white man. Go start a business. That's what Garvey encouraged you to do. Go become an entrepreneur so you can have some form of economic independence. That's what Garvey encouraged you to do. He didn't say, yeah, go start a bunch of organizations. The organizations are there. The UNIA is still around. Go join it. The organization there. Why do I need to start another organization on top of an organization on top of an organization on top of an organization? That's stupid. Let's join the organization, pay the little $50 a year dues, and go build stuff. That's what other groups do. That's why they're surpassing you. You don't know the name of one East Indian organization. But guess what? You know that they running up the bill. They running up the bread on your ass. You know you can't screw a whore at a motel without handing some money over to Zapresh Apu. You know that, right? Anyway, Michelle, my girl, what's up?
Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Happy Black History Month, everyone in the panel. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for Black History Month to be over.
Oh no, I guess you were getting ready for Women's Month, March.
Nah, because these niggas get turned up for February and they're unbearable. They're unbearable.
Yeah, so I am just, every time I open my YouTube, I'm filled with all this diasporan
infighting. Hello? You muted yourself.
I'm sorry about that. I was like, where is this going? Has this been going on?
Wait. You said you're filled with all this what?
I get on my feeds all this about delineation, separation. Yep. I'm subscribed to the African Diaspora channel, so I guess he always has to put his 2 cents in. But
he found a new sucker group in FBA. Phil is all over the delineation stuff, and Phil be going to Africa and shit. He ain't worried about no damn delineation. He's married to a Mexican. He want to delineate from other blacks, but married to a Mexican. Come on, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, so at this point, and then you got O'Shea Du Jackson. Where I remember when Tariq kind of put him in his place. All he did was just kiss his butt. I'm like, okay, O'Shea.
Yeah, but O'Shea knee deep in African pussy every night. You think he really delineating from something? Let's be real. O'Shea moved to Uganda. That ain't even interesting over there. That's a village. The hell you think he over there for? Because he likes the weather? Man, come on, man. These dudes say anything because they know there's idiots online who will buy into it.
And I think it's just a marketing move. I mean, I guess if you put in FBA delineation, your views will go up. Like it.
Oh, of course. They're hungry. Listen, Tariq has abandoned FBA basically, so they're looking for a leader, and because it's a digital movement, right? That's what the AI said. It's a totally 100% digital movement. They were created online, and they will find their leadership online, but it will never leave online. That's the whole thing.
And there's another guy who he's big into FBA. I think he was one of like a passport bro. But I was like, how are you a passport bro?
Are you talking about Afro Elite?
No, it was another guy. He was he used to hang with
Austin.
He used to hang with Samuel when Mr. Samuels was around. Oh gosh.
Oh, you talking about that idiot, the lawyer dude. It starts with a D. Dennis Sperling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now he's a FBA lead
advocate. He's an FBA advocate.
Yeah, but you're talking about you don't want to be with black women. Like,
nah, bro had a girlfriend and he was posting her all over social media. She looked like she was Latina or mixed. I don't even know what happened with that, bro. She left his ass or what?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
Bro, these are just losers. Like, bro, like YouTube is cool. Like, get your money, do what you got to do. But these people are not leadership.
But I really was disappointed with Afro Elite in the way Afro Elite in terms of I thought he would be more of a level grounded person.
But he's kind of like he comes up. He used to have some level of intelligence, but now he talk like he a little bit slow. This is why they gotta. He kind of says the same thing over and over, and maybe that's just like church type shit. Like just keep saying it over and over because that's what they want to hear. But Afro Elite, I'm not mad at Afro Elite. He's grown his channel, is booming, is doing great. He's getting great views. I mean, he found a niche. FBA is just like a niche now. Like, let's just tell them what they want to hear, and they gonna come.
Me, I'm about moving forward. If you want to identify as FBA, fair enough. But how are we going to move forward? And that's my issue. When I go to Dinah's channel, it's like, okay, how are we going to move forward?
Man, Dinah's cracking though. See, the thing about Dinah's online is secondary for Dinah's. Dinah's is doing shit in Africa. Dinah's is heavily invested in Africa. He's just not jumping up telling everybody about it because people will hate on you, bro. These people will go and try to sabotage you doing shit in Africa because they're jealous. Black people, let me tell you something. The black people who align with the continent will move forward. The black people who are caught up in the self-hating ways of African Americans, the lower echelon of African Americans, they're not going anywhere. These African Americans who really out here building and trying to do stuff, they look down on these people. They're in Africa. They're in Africa, bro. We ran my boy Sucker sees in LA. He's in the comments. We were in Kenya. We were at a pizza place, best pizza, in my opinion, probably the second best pizza I ever had in my life. I'm not even gonna tell y'all the name because I don't want y'all niggas over there ruining it. But we over there eating pizza. This man walking, older gentleman, looked like he probably like in his 60s, right? He walks in with his wife. And I say, I would bet my last dollar that they black Americans. So they sit in the corner, they chopping up, talking. We get up, we get ready to leave and shit. And as we walking out, the dude asks, hey, brother, where y'all from? I said, I knew these was some black Americans. We have like a 10, 15-minute convo just about business. Starting businesses, they over there looking for real estate. I give them some tips on some real estate. I knew a little something about some of the businesses that they was interested in. The dude said his brother had been living over there for 2 or 3 years, had told him all about the business opportunities. So he said him and his wife was over there with some money. They was trying to start some businesses and invest in some stuff, right? And I gave him my little 2 cents. And he was like, bro, you know what you talking, you know, you really know what you're talking about. And that's the people who are gonna make it. Those are the people who are gonna go forward. We talking about business. Ain't nobody giving a fuck about no damn delineation. Delineation ain't doing nothing for you.
Then also Dr. Umar, when he had his new viral moment, he was saying one of the concerns he has, which I share with him, how do you alienate yourself from other nations? You don't do it. We're in a global economy. You can't alienate yourself from other nations. Even Tariq went to Senegal. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I already got that pulled up. I was thinking about reacting to that. I literally his new thing. Umar is on point 100%. And it's like what I said. Nobody today is trying to separate. People are trying to assimilate, because when you assimilate and you bring people in, that's more money for you to do the things that you need to do for your group.
More access to resources.
Yes.
Because what you know, I think we need to have a behind the scenes conversation. If FBAs were really smart, they could tap into the continent for labor, period. And that will make you, and I bet you in 20 years, you'll be the richest group in the United States just on labor.
Listen, I know that's what I'm doing. I ain't even gonna talk about it that much, but I know that's what I'm doing.
Of course, we can't go into details, but
you can't even talk about no successful or no good idea around these niggas. They hate so bad, Michelle. They try to destroy anything that don't align with what they think is best.
But they don't understand that we need to have a socio-economic power structure.
They do understand that, because they understand how to empower the white man's socio-economic power structure. They want to be the token still. They want to be the token because their leader is a fucking token. You see how Tariq act when he get around white folks like the number one token nigga. All that bullshit he be talking about goes straight out the window. I saw that at the grand opening of the Hit a Hustle Museum. But yeah, G Swing. Brandon doesn't discuss ideas. He discusses people. I can't give you niggas an idea. I give y'all an idea. Y'all hate on it. And then when I execute the idea and it's like successful, y'all try to go and sabotage it. I ain't giving you shit else. You a grown man just like me. You got 24 in a day just like me. You got a cell phone, a laptop, a computer just like me. Make your own fucking ideas. You got Chat GPT, Gemini, all that. Why are you looking at it for another man to tell you how to think? You don't need somebody to tell you how to get on this channel hating, but you need me to give you an idea as to what you should do with your life. Be a man, lead. Stop looking for another man to tell you what to do. Lead. You're a leader. You're supposed to be a leader. Lead. Stop waiting for your woman to tell you what to do. Lead, fool. When I woke up this morning and my damn sink was backed up and water was coming out the damn thing, I didn't sit there and say, somebody tell me what I need to do. I got on the damn phone and called the plumber. Hey, dude, the shit's overflowing. I got somewhere to go. I'm going to leave the door unlocked for you. Just go in there and fix the shit and call me and tell me how much. That's called being a leader. Black people, I'm telling you, you got grown-ass men out here acting like women and children, wanting another man to lead and tell them what to do, bro. Put one foot in front of the other. The rest is you. The rest is you.
Brandon, have you been getting my tides? Getting my tides?
I think you left last time. I got the last one and I said thank you, but you probably left. You probably went to sleep because you're on the East.
Yeah, you be getting my Black History tides.
Yeah. Hey, look, I was teaching some history last time. I taught some history today, as a matter of fact. Look, the It's Up There podcast, Tariq, Umar Johnson was on there. He dropped some straight jewels concerning FBA and ADOS, things that you would think would come to people naturally. He definitely made it clear that Pan-Africanism is up. As far as accomplishments, there's no group on earth of Black people that has accomplished more than Pan-Africans, right? And it's not even close. And basically, Pan-Africans is just sitting back, chilling, waiting on FBA to accomplish something. I'm waiting on y'all to at least get a headquarters. Because Pan-Africans, we have the whole Pan-African Congress with headquarters and all that in Africa. We waiting on y'all to get the basics. Maybe one day Tariq could tell y'all, all right, y'all could go get a brick and mortar, and then y'all go do it. I'm not discussing shit about ideas online. Look, I discuss ideas with people who are my equals. The rest, I just teach them. I teach them basic common sense shit that they should be able to get on their own. That's it. If you are following FBA and out here yelling that shit, you are nothing but a student. You need to learn. You still in the baby stages. You still on baby food. You ain't ready for the adult food. That's real. My brother just got his passport. I said, oh, bro, we got to get you to Africa. He said, for sure, I'm ready. I got some homies like Sucker Season LA. Sucker Season LA was like, bro, I got my passport. Next time you go to Africa, I'm out there with you. I was like, I'm going. Nigga was like, what? Send me the ticket details. Boom, he was there. My homie Lamont, same thing. Hey, man, I got my passport. Next time you go to Africa, send me the details. I'm there. Man, that fool, I told him, I'm going. I sent him the details. He brought 10 of his family members. They got a business over there now. The people who ready to do something, they gonna do it. The people online just talking, they just gonna talk. They just gonna talk.
But even here, I think they could establish something. There's so many things that could be done. Even the ADOS, if at least they establish a framework, something. I'm voting for. I want them to succeed. But I don't see. I don't see any type of brick. I don't see any type of foundation.
Because Yvette Carnell, from the jump, she wanted to be nothing but an empty vessel to be used by the Democrat Party. You're gonna see Yvette Carnell come back when Trump leave office and Kamala Harris run again. That's when you're gonna see a resurgence of Yvette Carnell. She's a typical liberal feminist Gina Davis type. Milk toast bootlicker. She and I'm not gonna lie, she probably got exhausted dealing with these niggas. I mean, they were sending her money. She didn't do nothing. She just took their money and kept telling them, we gonna start these chapters, and was probably just like investing in something with her white woman. Because I used to see Yvette, she was getting like $500 super chats. I used to wonder, like, what is she doing with that money? Not trying to pocket watch her, but I was like, maybe the chapters are coming. They never came. They never came. Yeah, Dr. John Henry Clark was right. You just got to know at a certain point when somebody is worth building with and when somebody's just qualified to learn. That's it. That's it. What is this, Andrew Trousseau? I can't even click that link. What is that the link to? But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what these folks gonna do. But authorities warn of alleged scheme involving attractive women posing as homeless to rob men after gaining access to their homes. Yeah, that ain't nothing new. What the hell? Ha! Better watch your tricking because they will get you robbed. Aaron Trousseau, what's up, my brother? Native Americans were never recognized as U.S. citizens. They are a separate nation within America. 1924 Native American Citizenship Act. They were recognized as U.S. citizens. Why do black people argue with facts? That's the part that kills me. Black folks argue with facts. Like facts don't even exist. What are you talking about? Native Americans were recognized as U.S. citizens in 1924. I think it was called the Indian Naturalization Act. What are you talking about? Even they dumbass was smart enough to say, damn, you know what? This America thing looking pretty good. Let's get on board. 1924, Native American Citizenship Act of 1924 granted full U.S. citizenship to all Native Americans born in the United States. It was passed to recognize the substantial service of Native Americans in World War I, with over 125,000 non-citizen Native Americans becoming citizens. But we love spewing lies and shit. I think black people get off on lying to each other and making each other believe shit that's not true. I honestly think there are some of us who have a fetish for that. On God. Yeah, YouTube.
I have a question. There was a guy in California. His name is, I'm not sure. His name is Billion something. He's going for election in California. He's going for a representative position. Are you familiar?
Yeah, isn't it like Bobby Billions?
Yes, he's going against, what's that guy? He voted. He tried to do that standoff thing during the reparations vote. He was trying to say. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know.
I know it's Southern California. Is it?
I remember that. But I don't know. I have a hard time seeing any black person get elected in California anymore.
Okay. So, and then Dewan B did a short special on how from 1980 the black population, especially in Southern California, dwindled.
I mean, okay, and water is wet. I be Michelle. I be trying to be interested in that shit. Fuck that shit. It don't even. We know this stuff. Like, it's not church. Black folks look at everything like church. Let's go back and keep hearing the same shit repeated over and over. Okay, what are we gonna do about that? You know, Northwest Indiana is beautiful right now. You know, that's a good place for us to go as black people. Let's go over and get what? Go ahead.
Then as black people, how are we? For me, the biggest issue for me as black people, as I live in the DC area, especially with gentrification, what are we doing to secure our survival as a people? And
you gotta let the gentrification happen. Niggas ain't doing shit in DC but tearing everything up. Niggas are cancer in DC. What black folks is gonna have to do is the small groups of black folks who want to do something, we're gonna have to start operating like these Somalians and shit. We're gonna have to create enclaves of black people who want to do shit with their life. You know, that's what I love about Northwest Indiana, those little areas. When you go there, yeah, you got like Gary, which was traditionally bad, but it's much improved now. There's little enclaves up there of black folks who about shit. They trying to have a life and build and raise their kids in peaceful neighborhoods and stuff. I didn't really realize that until I went to the Midwest. I was just kind of like, black, ain't no real nice black areas that's not necessarily rich, affluent areas, but no, there are some. But they quiet as kept because they don't want to attract the wrong type of attention. And let me tell you something too. These ignorant Negroes, they getting money. Cause I live in a pretty nice neighborhood and ignorant niggas is moving over here now. I seen them. I said, what the hell is this nigga doing over here? They getting money. They getting access, especially with the little scams to like get the houses and the apartments and shit. They are moving into the nice areas, bro. So I don't know, man, but something's got to give. But I know at the end of the day, what all this shit going to eventually lead to. We all know where it's going, but we don't want to accept it. There's no nothing political party finally caught. Thank you, brother. This nigga and his dad are gang members now talking shit about black people. Well, yeah, man, but even gang members wake up and smell the coffee eventually. Look at Ice-T and all these dudes who was in the streets. Once they got a little bit older, they said, shit, this hood shit ain't shit. And they moved to a nice neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, Brandon, quick question. Are you still doing work with Adam 22's folks?
No.
Oh. Where have I been? Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm 22. I don't know. Ain't even nothing going on over there. I think they're restructuring. They're trying to figure out how they want to move forward.
I hope everything's okay over there. Oh boy,
they canceled the Thursday show, so they told me you gonna see. I said okay, I'll wait and see, and all I see is it canceled because you know. I was like probably one of the few people who had people watching that shit. And once I left, like they really stopped watching it. So I don't know, but who knows if depending on, my payment, then we might be able to do something.
Okay, so no hard feelings. That's all. Thank you.
Oh no, I have no hard feelings against Adam or Adam is cool. He's cool. We still talking shit. Online on Messenger and shit. Have the same energy for gangster rappers. At least Brandon means well. Dude, listen, man. I'll tell you straight up, gangs and shit ain't it. Is that what you need me to say? You still out here talking about gangs, your ass is tripping. I be looking at niggas trying to bang like, nigga, what? They banging all the way. Look, you got dudes who have to move to Vegas or Victorville trying to come to LA on the weekend to go gangbang. And then once gangbanging is over, they get on the Greyhound bus and go back to obscurity. Because they can't afford.
Another suggestion for your child. Do you think like some of us, who define Brandoneers, could we get our own WhatsApp group?
Yes, yeah. You could add me on WhatsApp. I'll give you guys the number right now. Add me on WhatsApp at this number, 562-721-1645.
562.
Yeah. I put in the comments. Add me on WhatsApp, 562-721-1645. 562-721-1645. Add me on WhatsApp.
So the reason why I say this is because, if we're going to talk about other people in that building, what are we doing to build? So at least if we could start with a WhatsApp group, put our ideas on, because everything cannot always be online, and just see how we can move.
Man, I'm telling you, it's so crazy, because one of the things that really pissed me off about this whole situation was the fact that we had our little Buy Black movement cracking. And black folks gave that up to go chase reparations. And now, after all these years wasted, niggas that went from young to old, and now it's like, reparations ain't happening. Let's get back to wobbleism and pretending to be Indians. That's just, that is so fucking diabolical to me, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's diabolical. And these niggas still trying to argue. Tariq didn't hold them bad. And they're still trying to argue. These dudes been using the same lame ass talking points since 5 years ago. It's like a female in an abusive relationship. They're going to just keep making excuses.
So Hidden Color 6 is coming out. When are you going to do your review?
Is it out?
No. Is it? I saw the trailer the other day.
It just got to come out. Then I'll talk. Man, I don't even know if I could stomach another fucking Hidden Colors, man. That shit is so bad. Tariq just got a system. A system for bamboozling niggas, bro. I mean, it's kind of funny, actually, when you think about it. But yeah, okay, guys, listen, we talked about that for a whole hour and a half. I want to talk about this situation with this lady who got killed by an illegal immigrant. And I just have a huge question. Why is it that nobody cares when black women are killed by illegal immigrants?
Her name is Miss Davis. Am I correct?
Yeah. I think.
Have you seen how they're spinning it? It's very concerning. But I'm not sure the family wants to push back. Community's not pushing back. It's pretty sad.
Well, the family probably getting paid off. So this lady, Linda Davis, she was a teacher, and she was killed by an illegal immigrant who was attempting to run and evade ICE. And in true fashion, liberal fashion, these people are trying to make the responsible party ICE. ICE should not have been chasing him. ICE should not have been enforcing the law. If they had never tried to enforce the law, this woman wouldn't be dead. And I'm just looking at this shit like, are y'all serious right now? So basically, we've reached a point in time where illegal immigrants are now above the law. And if they decide to break the law on a whim, then law enforcement should just bow down and let them get away. And I'm looking at this situation like, if that's going to be the case, why don't we just let all the black men locked up in prison out of jail?
Now, friends,
you're not going to create a situation where one group is exempt from the law when they've been locking us up for decades. When you got millions and millions of black men in prison, you're not going to create a system or create a situation where one group is now exempt and has blanket immunity from prosecution for crimes that they've committed. And that's where I'm looking at black folks like, how are you guys? I mean, we already know that there's a two-tier justice system. How are you guys sitting here allowing them to create more, to add more tiers to the justice system? That's my thing. How are you guys going to sit here and let them screw you over even worse than they already are, and basically say, well, law enforcement is responsible for the deaths of black people at the hands of illegal immigrants? Like, for me, I just can't tolerate that shit. Let's play this.
Students and colleagues, they are still in shock following the death of a teacher in Savannah. This is Dr. Linda Davis, was killed in a crash on Monday. Well, federal officials say that the person accused of hitting her was running away from ICE agents. Julian Sheehan attended a vigil for Dr. Davis and shares more from the community.
Her personality in general is a very happy, jovial person. She loved to smile, and that smile was very contagious.
Mourners gathered steps away from the site where Dr. Davis passed Monday. Faith leaders from various religions and denominations led the crowd in prayer. They prayed for Dr. Linda Davis, her loved ones, as well as the immigrant community in Savannah.
That when we come together,
So the immigrants out here killing folks, running from ICE, and these no good niggas is praying for them. Why don't they pray for them to follow the law? Why don't they pray for them to go back to their country? But this is black people. We so damn whooped mentally. We're now praying for those who are preying on us, who are operating in a predacious way towards us. But go get the Hidden Color 6.
we can survive and even thrive in the midst of misunderstanding, in the midst of tragic and almost unexplainable accidents.
Dr. Davis was a special education teacher at Hess K-8 school in Savannah. She had previously worked at Brock Elementary School. Selena Ruth Gillens says Dr. Davis was a one-of-a-kind teacher who had a true passion for children and education.
Her energy was amazing. She is a true advocate for children, and it was her desire to make each of them feel extremely special in her classroom.
Chatham County Police say Davis was on her way to work when she was killed. Dr. Tanya Howard Hall says Hess was Linda's happy place.
She was actually on her way to her happy place, a place where she could be with children that loved her, a place where the administrators and the staff all respected her.
Faculty at Hess Elementary told students about Dr. Davis's passing Tuesday. Principal Alana McMullen says the process has been heartbreaking.
To see the looks on their faces, it broke my heart. To see their tears and their cries, because they really did care about her and they knew that she cared about them. Our students loved her.
And we do know that the mayor of Savannah has questioned whether it was necessary for ICE to chase that suspect. The driver, Oscar Vasquez Lopez, is charged with vehicular homicide and driving without a license. And DHS says that he is in the country illegally. Now, friends.
Okay, so this guy, so the mayor of Savannah is saying DHS didn't have to chase this guy. This guy's driving without a license or a suspended license. He's in the country illegally. I mean, the guy's a straight up criminal. So are we saying it's cool for the police not to pursue criminals now? Is that what they're saying, Michelle?
I believe so. Again, why didn't he just jump out the car and go on foot?
Why was he even driving when he didn't have a license?
Yeah, I'm saying he could have just ran.
Got the bus. That's what I'm saying. Dude. Black folks, they are playing in your face.
Only people that can push back on this situation
Students
is
in college.
the family says something. But if the family's not saying nothing,
The
you can see
only-
it's being controlled. So what can you say?
Let me tell you something. Every black person in America could push back on this, because if one group of people is exempt from being held accountable by police, well, then they need to let all our people out of jail then. We need to tell these young YNs, hey, when the police try to pull you over, don't stop, don't pull over on your answer, just run from them. It's the same shit they tried to do with the Rachel Renee Nicole Good stuff. Oh, they didn't have to stop her. They didn't have to, like, bro, she's supposed to obey lawful orders. But they're just trying to operate based on this, like, arbitrary rule system. But when does it stop? These people are trying to create a system where they get to decide who gets convicted, who gets arrested based on how they feel about that person at the time. And if you're black and you sit up and go for some shit like that, you're an absolute fool. You out of your damn mind. I'm telling you, you are out of your damn mind. As many of our men.
Where's the FBA and ADOS on this pushback?
They don't give a damn about this. They too busy trying to jump on African immigrants. They're not worried about this. They're not worried about nothing that has to do with the collective of black people. Because like I told you before, all they're concerned about is individual monetary gain. That is it. And that's why I'm telling you, the whole reparations movement was a dud from the beginning because it was never meant to uplift or enrich or empower the black community, period. That period.
Based on what happened, they're charging the person, the alleged immigrant for her death. So my question to you is, will the family sue his insurance?
He don't have insurance. He don't even got a license. The family should sue the city of Savannah because the city of Savannah is allowing illegal immigrants to operate vehicles on the street illegally, and the police are not, they're not going after. Like, he's able to do that because the law enforcement of the city is not doing their job. So that's how he ended up coming into contact with DHS, right? But here's the thing with these sanctuary cities. When these people are arrested, they're supposed to be turned over to DHS immediately. And I believe that anyone who is hurt or killed by an illegal immigrant, their family has the leverage to literally sue the city and or the government, because these are crimes. Like, you're falling victim to things that shouldn't even happen in this country if the government and the local governments were following the laws of this land. If you're not deporting people, doing your damn job, and you're letting people into this country and they're doing crimes hurting America, well, then the government should be liable for it. Or the state government if they're defending and shielding the illegals from the federal government.
But then, okay, so now, unfortunately, so what will this go against his case for this deportation? How would it be used against him or for him?
Oh no, hopefully they get rid of his ass. He's a vicious thug. You won't even pull over for law enforcement, and then you ram into somebody and kill him. You gotta be a pretty savage dude.
Oh yeah, I sent you an invite on WhatsApp. I don't know if it went through.
It probably did. Okay. It probably did. But yeah, I see a lot of people have something to say about this in the comments. What do y'all think about this? I mean, it's tragic and it's sad, but I'm just noticing that there's a trend where it seems like nobody cares when black women are slaughtered by illegal immigrants. They're literally just like, oh, well, doesn't matter, just a black female. And what's crazy
happened here in my DC area, literally not too far where I used to live, where this young lady went on a date with this guy, and next thing you know, her body's going off Route 50.
She went on a date with an illegal immigrant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was probably some hoeing and tricking going on.
But does it mean you have to lose your life?
No, it doesn't mean you lose your life. But I don't know why the black community, no marches, no rallies, no nothing. I'd be raising hell if that was a black woman like in my community, like black folks only go out to the street when the white liberal tell them to. That's it.
And you know what? I have to agree with you on that point, and that's very sad.
It's pathetic. It's absolute freaking. And
you don't see Benjamin Crump talking about this. You don't see nothing.
These dudes don't give a damn. These dudes ain't gonna say nothing to the white liberal. Give them the go ahead. All right, y'all get out there in the street and act and show y'all ass. Yo. Oh yeah, some people on it. Let me see. All right, buddy Yeti, I got you. Michelle, where's your new turn your words? I don't see no invite from you, Michelle. Let me see. Updates. No calls. Michelle, just call my WhatsApp number. Or are you on the phone that you using? I don't see no invite from you on WhatsApp, bro. Unless I'm in the wrong thing. I see the.
I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, I see Buddy Yeti. He hit me up immediately. Yeah, we can get the WhatsApp group going. Ben Crump, Abadaba, Shannon, Sharp, talking ass. Now this is the first time I'm hearing. Yeah, but listen, black folks would love for immigrants to come in and be prioritized over them. You know why? Because black folks want to do one thing: complain. And if you get screwed over and they come in and prioritize groups over you, that gives you everything you need to do what? Become the number one, remain the number one complainer victim class. That's it. For black folks, we see value in victimhood, bro. We see value in victimhood. And it's just sad. It's pathetic. It doesn't get you anywhere at all. But we keep on doing it because for us, it has real value. But you don't realize once the Hispanics take over America, they really don't give a fuck about you, your problems. They're gonna say, wasn't us who did it to you, but thank you for giving us the leverage over you. You know, that's real shit. Well, I hope you fix it. Just send a text. Send the WhatsApp text, Michelle. I got you, buddy Eddie. All right, before Steppin' Jesse died, he was helping the immigrants get very high-paying jobs. Of course he was. Jesse Jackson don't give a fuck about black people. If you thought that, your ass is a fool. These people do what they get paid to do. That's it. The number one motivator for these people is money. Jesse Jackson been sold black people out. Jesse Jackson sold black folks out when he was putting his sons on the boards of the highest paying 501, highest paying Fortune 500 companies, Coca-Cola and shit. That was his 30 pieces of silver. Jesse, look, we ain't gonna help you and all your damn kids. We ain't gonna help you and all these damn Negroes, but we'll help you and your kids. And I was okay with him because these people, at the end of the day, they just want to be tokens. That's it. Tokenism is a hell of a drug. Tion Davis. I don't even know what's going on with that. Come on, y'all hitting your boy up. Anyway, we got another topic. Yeah, Indians can be dual citizens. Yeah, Indians can be dual citizens. All right, so we got one more, and that is, what am I doing? That is the last one. Let's see. Oh, dude, we got to talk about this shit. So, y'all know Myron Gaines, right? The dude off of a Fresh and Fit podcast. He be talking big shit
The walking disaster.
Yeah, he talks a lot of trash about black folks. And he thinks a lot of black people are like low IQ. He thinks a lot of us just don't have common sense and we're ignorant. And black people be pushing back against Myron. We do what we do best, resort to telling jokes and cracking jokes because we think somehow that being able to crack a joke is a form of power. But, oh my God. Myron Gaines was on Room 9. Shout out to my boy Anton Daniels. He's doing it. He's killing it. Very smart, highly intelligent brother. But I just got a gripe and a bone to pick with this guy. Not necessarily Anton, but the people who are the panelists on his debate show, Room 9, where Myron Gaines appeared and was talking a lot of stuff about geopolitics and was saying a lot of lies about it, honestly, about geopolitics, spreading a lot of like gossip and rumor types things. And these people were just so ignorant. They're just sitting there, Myron just spewing straight nonsense. And they're so ignorant on the topics that have to do with like the world. They're just sitting there like statues. And Myron is just going crazy. And they're not even able, they don't even have the intelligence to push back on this dude. And I just thought that was really sad, man. I thought that was pathetic. And I actually hit Anton up. I said, dude, next time you have somebody like Myron on,
so this is what happens when you don't get your country.
I said, next time you have somebody like Myron on there, you're going to have to get some panelists who actually have some type of knowledge about geopolitics. Because right now, if you look at this panel, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anton, I felt knew a little bit more, and I felt he also wanted to say some stuff, but he didn't want to interrupt because I think Anton more tries to be like the moderator. He don't really try to get in and argue back and forth. Like, so he didn't interrupt Myron. He let Myron speak, but nobody else on this panel says anything. And I'm gonna play you so you can see what's going on. These people.
Before you start, may I say something? I don't like his panels because a lot of the people that he has on are more like for gossip type of things. They're really good for the gossipy stuff. When it comes to real hardcore issues, they're not really good. And I think Anton knows that, and that's my issue with him.
But this is my thing. They know what's gonna happen. They're here. These are not like random people getting up. These people on here every night. I'm sure Anton, bro, seems like a very thorough dude. I'm sure Anton is like giving them the topics. Hey, this is what we discussing tonight. Hey, y'all, we gonna have Myron on here to talk about Ilhan Omar and attack on the black community and whatever. Bro, at least read up a little bit. Shit. They're not even doing that. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, if you watch Anton, he gets you up to speed on a lot of these things because it's Anton Daniels' channel, his Millionaire Morning Show. He does educate about geopolitics. These people are just, in my opinion, lazy. They're just like, yo, I'm just gonna get up here and start spewing bullshit. And I guess people like to watch that, but that's kind of how you know, like YouTube, it ain't really got shit to do with like education or learning. It's just like, oh, we like this, like you got little clubs, like, oh, we just like doing this. People kind of do it more for ritual. Like, I do this every night at work, so I'm gonna go see what's up with Room 9, you know, which is cool. Nothing wrong with it. But check this out.
So this is what happens when you don't get your country under control and people that don't have a vested interest in the success of America come in here. Now, let me be clear about this. Does this mean that we don't can't bring people in from other countries that are going to assimilate and become patriots and love this country like myself? Of course, but we have to be extremely restrictive on who we bring in, and we need to truly bring in the best and the brightest. The days of just bringing in you're tired, you're poor, you're weak, those days are done. We need the best and the brightest now.
Do you think that
these other countries, our edge, like our military edge, our political edge, our economic edge, it is dissipated. And if we want to stay the world power like we were before, we need to start implementing extreme measures to only have the best and the brightest if we're going to bring immigrants in. Otherwise, we're going to be like Canada, which is a failed nation. Australia, quickly becoming a failed nation. The UK, gone. World power that's really cooked.
Do you think that it, because I say multiple different things.
And hear that in the UK, and that's what kills me. You're agreeing with what this dude is saying, but you really don't know shit about what he's talking about. If you don't know what this guy's talking about, how are you and amen and yeah, that's right? You don't know what you're talking about. You're just agreeing with it because it's something you heard somewhere else. He's saying it. Yeah, that's true. That must be true. That's the part that gives me. And the females were the main ones like, and that's the leaders of ignorance in our community, unfortunately. They hear some shit, and if someone else say the same shit that they heard before, they say, oh, that must be true. It's sad.
Things is true at the same time, right? Our removal of Maduro, right? Do you think that that was also, in addition to, you know, whatever it is that people want to believe as far as making sure that China and Russia and Iran and all of these different places were taking advantage of their resources and their oil, and then obviously we have the election and all of this other stuff, right? Do you also believe that that was a test/display, a world display to showcase our military might, to highlight that we are still the #1 military power in the world?
Okay, this is a really good question. So I'll cover this in 3 parts. I'll cover the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? When it comes to this Venezuelan invasion. So the good, we're able to demonstrate our military might. We're able to go ahead and get this guy come in. Delta Force went in there, Special Forces, etc. They went in there, kidnapped him. We had him back in the United States before they even knew what happened. We're using all types of advanced weaponry. We're able to
see, and I don't even like that. Oh, we went in there and kidnapped him and all this stuff. And one thing you got to understand about Myron does not respect black people's intelligence. So he'll say bullshit that he knows is not true because he just thinks that you're too dumb, right, to actually fact check him. And if you really want to know, getting Maduro was not no display of United States military might. That didn't take anything. Any country, dude, there's 20 countries on the planet right now today that could go in and grab Maduro and pull his ass up out of there. The guy's in a third world country. The soldiers don't even got enough to eat. They're not going to fight hard and risk their life to get you. When they see something happen and they hear that chopper and guns is going off, they're just going to say, fuck this. I'm getting out of Dodge. I ain't about to die in the middle of the night for this fool. He's a dictator, right? So that's not an expression of military might. What I would say is an expression of military might is what we did to the people whose ass Myron Gaines was kissing on here.
Demonstrate our power. Great. No one got killed. I think one helicopter got hit, but no one, was seriously injured, right? That's the good. The bad. The bad here was we basically, this was a demonstration of weakness, and I'll explain. In order to know why we invaded Venezuela, and the news is not publicized this, so I'm going to talk about a lot of concepts here that might be unknown or whatever, and I'll try to do my best to explain them.
No, he's going to talk about a lot of shit that's not factual. He's going to try to explain it, but he knows that nobody on this panel except for Anton, because I think Anton kind of, look at Anton's face. He kind of know, bro, just full of shit, but Anton like, fuck it. This going to bring the views and let the nigga run his mouth. He knows these people are dumb. They don't know anything about what he's talking about. So yeah, these are new concepts. He basically said, I'm about to lie to your ass and you ain't smart enough to figure it out.
We invaded Venezuela for 3 main reasons, right? We invaded number 1, because the petrodollar is dying. We invaded number 2 because Venezuela had struck an agreement with the Chinese and the BRICS countries to do oil transactions in yuan, which is a BRICS currency.
Right.
And then number 3, obviously they're in our hemisphere, right? So we had to assert some type of dominance. Now, when it comes to the Monroe Doctrine, right, which is basically the doctrine where we are not going to allow other countries to come into our hemisphere and dictate things, I'm going to be honest, that's kind of bullshit. I'll tell you why. The Chinese have already been all over South America. They're all over the Caribbean. Anyone that's Jamaican here, anyone that's from the Bahamas, you guys already know the Chinese are all over the place. There's a bunch of Chinese Jamaicans right now that speak better,
okay.
than.
So if you have intelligence, right, which a lot of people don't have intelligence, I'll give them that. You will know that Myron is lying. Did Venezuela strike a deal with BRICS nations? All one would need to do is just go to Google right here. Did Venezuela strike a deal with BRICS? No, Venezuela did not strike a formal deal to join the BRICS bloc of developing economies, as its bid was blocked by Brazil in 2024's Kazan summit. According to reports late in 2024, despite strong interest, lobbying, and support from Russia, Brazil vetoed Venezuela's membership due to concerns over the 2024 elections and diplomatic tensions. Why did he lie? And none of those black people said, you know what? Let me Google this shit in real time while he's talking so I can verify. Let me fact check. I don't know nothing about what he's talking about, but I can at least fact check this fool while he's talking to make sure he ain't up here spewing bullshit. That was one lie Myron made up. And I picked up on that immediately. I said, this nigga's lying. Venezuela didn't strike no deal with BRICS. They didn't. They did not. But they just lie. He ain't no damn conspiracy theorist. He's a fucking liar. But this is the problem with the black man and the black woman in America. We so fucking mentally lazy. We'll believe anything if it sounds like it's true. We'll believe if two people say something, black people gonna believe it. They not gonna even question it. This fool sitting here looking like a statue with the hood on. He ain't even moved. Bro, get on that computer in front of you. This black fool right here. You on a cell phone, type it in. Type it in. And that's one lie. Myron told another damn lie too. Another one that I caught. He told a bunch of lies, actually. I'm not even gonna cap. He also said right here, if I could go right here, my shit acting up. I think my mouse died. My mouse is dying. Damn. Okay. So Myron told another lie right here. If you go to 6 minutes, I want to go to 6 minutes. I don't know. What's that? That's 8. Myron told another lie right here at 6:37. So look at this other lie he told.
Currency status. They undermined the petrodollar. Now, with the petrodollar, very important, and this didn't get talked about in the news. Last year in June, because it was an election year, nobody cared, and Trump got shot in July, so no one talked about this. But last year in June, the Saudis did not renew the petrodollar agreement. So that means that how they used to do all their oil transactions in dollars, basically it went from like 100% to damn near like only 60% of their transactions were done in the dollar. This is a big problem for us because if they're not doing their oil transactions in dollar and they're accepting other forms of currency like with the Chinese yuan, etc., this is a problem for us because now it lowers the demand for the US dollar and we're printing a bunch of money over the past 5 years.
All right, so he's a fast talker and you can't really listen to fast talkers, but what he said was the Saudis didn't renew their petrodollar agreement. This is a lie. Soon as Myron said that, I knew that was a lie because I read about that and I read that was a straight up like conspiracy theory. I read that damn near a year ago that was a conspiracy theory that wasn't rooted in facts. Did the Saudis, let me share my screen with y'all. Guys, this is how easy it is to beat these people. You don't have to be like super hyper intelligent. You just have to be like an active listener. Did the Saudis renew petrodollar agreement? Okay, here we go. Right here. Based on reports from mid-2024, the widely discussed 50-year petrodollar agreement between Saudi Arabia and the United States was not renewed upon its expiration on June 9, 2024. However, it is important to understand the context. As many experts note, this was not a formal treaty. It was an informal arrangement. So it wasn't something that needed to even get renewed. It wasn't something where it was like, yeah, we're renewing this year and not renewing it this year. It wasn't even like that. It was literally just a handshake agreement from way back in the day. And in the United States, it was just an honor system. It was not no like formal agreement. So right here, The 1974 agreement, which established the use of U.S. dollar for oil transaction, was not renewed, allowing Saudi Arabia to sell oil in other currencies, such as the Chinese yuan, euro, and others. Here's the misinformation versus the reality. While social media widely reported the death of the petrodollars, experts and fact checkers clarified that the arrangement was informal and not a binding formal contract. Continued usage of USD. Despite not renewing the deal, Saudi Arabia has continued to use the dollar for most oil transactions in practice. The Saudi riyal remains pegged to the dollar, and the dollar remains the dominant currency in global oil trade. This nigga just lies. He just straight up lies and misrepresents the context of situations to get you thinking, oh, this dude knows what he's talking about. He doesn't. Even I knew Myron was full of shit on that. But they just sitting there sucking it up. And the people in the comments are like, yeah, man, Myron knows what he's talking about, just sounding goofy as hell. I'm like, these fools don't even know anything. But they swear they know that Myron's telling the truth. Hey, shout out to my boy, Buddy Eddie. Appreciate that. Wait. Yeah. BRICS is a failure, and the Chinese yuan isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Look up the tofu dread construction. They're notorious as well. Man, Chinese manipulate their currency more than any country on earth. Do you think that Saudi Arabia is about to peg their money to that bullshit? Peg their oil to that? The reals to that? Hell no. They're not dumb. The reason why people use the dollar as the reserve currency is because it's the safest bet. Myron got his woman took by a woman with shorts and skates. Myron is mental. What is this? Okay. The nonchalant vibes are killing me. Yeah, they're just sitting there like, whatever. But Venezuelan did sign a petro yuan swap deal with China. Yeah, they just said that they were going to allow China to buy oil with yuan. Well, of course they're going to do that because they were under sanctions from the United States. They couldn't sell it for dollars. That makes sense. But I bet you none of that oil got to China, though. I bet you none of that oil got to China, though. They could sign whatever they want to. They could have traded a ham sandwich. But if that shit don't make it to Chinese shores, nigga, what's the point? See what I'm saying? Remember, they went and grabbed an oil tanker from Russia. The United States straight seized an oil tanker from Russia, and Russia didn't do shit. And he's going to go on this saying, oh, the United States is scared of Russia. The United States ain't scared of Russia. Because there's the mutual assured destruction. That's the nuclear option. Neither country is trying to do that. So then it just becomes conventional warfare. In conventional warfare, Russia cannot touch the United States at all. China cannot touch the United States at all. It doesn't matter what you want to believe. They cannot touch the United States. Why? Because the United States has superior technology. China is good at imitating technology, not innovating it. Russia, they bogged down to their boots in Ukraine with a little shithole country that ain't even got no real military like that. But what I'm going to tell you is if you need to understand the superiority of America when it comes to militaristically, when it comes to the military, all you need to remember is what happened in Iran when the United States flew those B-2 Spirit bombers in the air over Iran, 200 miles from Russia and 200 miles from China's border. And they was up there for hours and hours, right? And Russia nor China even could detect them. Understand that. Hold on. Bombers fly over Iran. See, that's why you guys come here, man. Listen, man. Listen. understand something. These dudes flew B-2 Spirit bombers for 37 hours in one night over and around Iran. Russia did not detect the bombers. China did not detect the bombers. I want you to understand that Iran sits in the middle of Russia and China. And the place where the nuclear facility was more closer to Russia, right? I want to show y'all something. This is our last thing. So we could throw some we could do a little education. Guys, don't forget we have a challenge, $5 super chats before the show is over. We've already hit one. We only got 4 to go. Many blessings to you if you help us reach our super chat goal. If you're in a position to do so. If you don't have the ability to send super chat, we also have Cash App and PayPal links pinned at the top of the chat if you wish to contribute to the stream. Okay. I want to show you guys this real quick. United States is scared of Russia and China. I hate when people say that. That's stupid. If they had the ability, I'd be like, well, shit, you should be afraid of them. They got the ability to fuck your shit up. And they do have the ability to fuck the United States up, but it will be a mutual fucking upping because we also have the ability to fuck that shit up. But as far as someone being scared, I think as far as conventional warfare is concerned, I think they would have to be a little bit more concerned about us than we would have to be concerned about them. So let me go. This is the world map. That's where you live, the United States. Let me show you guys how crazy this is. Because a lot of people I don't think understand this shit. All right, look. Okay. This is Iran right here in the middle, right? It's about 240 miles from Iran to the border of China right here. I want y'all to understand this ain't like the United States where you live, where it's like 3,000 miles to get from Los Angeles to Atlanta. No. From right here in Iran, it's about 240 miles to the Chinese border. And it's like to the furthest most town in Russia is probably like, because this is all Russia right here. All this area up here is Russia. So from the tip of Russia, right, it's probably like 200 miles to Russia too from Iran, to the southernmost town, because this is Georgia. And then after Georgia, you get to Russia. So Iran is this whole country right here. Right? This is Iran right here. You just drive north and you're going to hit Russia and like from Iran's tip to Russia's like tip southernmost border. It's not even probably 100 miles. It's so close. Then it's 240 miles from China's border, right? But what I'm telling you is if the United States had B-2 Spirit bombers flying over Iran, they were within 100 miles of Russia, within 240 miles of China. With the technology that you have today, right? Mutually assured, destruction. With the type of technology you have today, drones and everything else, China should have known that there was high advanced aircraft in this area flying around with bombs. Remember, mind you, they have bombs. Russia should have known that. The fact that the United States was able to fly around the Middle East, this is pretty much the Middle East. The fact that they were able to fly around the Middle East 100 miles or less from the Russian border and 240 miles from the Chinese border, and neither one of those countries knew. That just tells you that the United States, militaristically speaking, is just on another level than these countries. You see the hearts on Kenya because that's where I always be going. That's cool. They put the hearts where you be at. I be at Malindi and I be at Nairobi. They're my two joints, homie. That's my second home. Anyway, so that shows you right there. They're just not there. You know, a lot of people were saying like Russia's a paper tiger. They claim to have these abilities that they don't really have. China, we already know they're a paper tiger because they just over there lying and shit. They building shit. And man, Russia was so bad. They had tanks talking about it, had advanced armor, and it was cardboard inside of them. This is a true fact. Cardboard inside. Where they stole the armor off and put cardboard behind some other, it is bad, right? But the point I'm saying is this. You could say a bunch of shit. You could make up a bunch of lies in a room with a bunch of ignorant people who don't even care to even try to understand what you're talking about. And that's why I got an Anton, and I'm like, bro, you gotta have they making us look bad. They're making the shit that Myron said about black people seem true with that level of intellectual laziness. Like, I didn't like that. Nobody called this dude out. No, people are paying attention to this. No one's paying attention to how Southeast Asia is skipping an industrial age to focus on chips and AI. United States is leading in AI by far. No one on the planet is touching the United States in AI. And the United States is also purposely blocking other countries' AI advancement. So take that for what it's worth. Hey, shout out to everybody who blessed the channel with super chats, helping us surpass our goal in a major way. BRICS is a failure. The Chinese yuan isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Look up the tofu dread construction. They're notorious for as well. Shout out to my brother All Gas No Brakes with the thumbs up. Thank you so much for the $20 holla. Appreciate you, my brother. And Masan, thank you for the $10 holler, my brother. Please go back to No Jumper. You have me cracking up daily. Plus, it's painful listening to them talk about subjects they are uninformed on. Bro, they were literally talking about me the other day. I'm like, these guys are still trying to talk about me? People were sending me that clip. I'm like, this is just sad, bro. Thank you so much, Masan. My boy, Truth884. Hey, I saw your message, Truth884. I got to get back at you. There's some stuff I need to tell you. Not nothing bad, but just some stuff I got in the works, bro. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna hit you up. But believe me, y'all, we got some shit going on, and it's good. It's real good. It's real good. I really want to start a project in Africa where we could start some Airbnbs and just like see how it go. Like, I'm talking about take over like damn near half of an apartment building, just all Black Americans buying a bunch of apartments, renting up a bunch of apartments, and then like using them for Airbnbs and just like market that to other African Americans and shit going there. Like, hey man, this is our stuff. We got it. This is under our control. And we can really control the people's experience. I think that would be dope as hell. I got some ideas, man. I don't be talking about all the time because, you know, you got haters out here. Brandon, did you see the story of the guy whose kid ran over 4 people? Ooh, I saw that. I saw that on Instagram, where the father got 37 years in prison because his kid ran over. He ran a stop sign and killed 4 people. Yeah, man, we could cover that real quick. Let me see. Father sentenced to 37 years. Woo! For me. Oh yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think I should chop these segments up and post them as short videos? If y'all say yes, I'll do it tonight. Do y'all think I should chop these segments up tonight and post them as short videos? Whatever you guys suggest, I'm going to do it. Sorry, my camera keeps shaking because I'm freaking hitting this table. Y'all like, this dude is making me nauseous. He's making me nauseous. I'm nauseous. Hey, dude, I'm working. Hey, I'm figuring the hell out of my technology these days. Because, let me see. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. All right. Now I know how to do my screen side by side so I could see it while I'm doing it. That didn't sound right. Okay. My mouse died, so now I'm using the touchpad. Anyway, okay, so yeah, there's a father. He asked his son to pull a car out the driveway for him. Probably his 15-year-old son. He probably just was trying to let the kid get his little feet wet driving and stuff. Kid runs off with the car, runs a stop sign, kills 4 people. They sentenced this kid to like 4 years in prison in juvie, but they gave the father 37 years in prison. And bro is in his 70s with like kidney cancer or something. So basically, bro's gonna die in jail. It's crazy. Let me play this story for you.
This just in, this man now going to spend 37 years behind bars for a deadly crash where his son was behind the wheel. Fox 35's Marie Edinger joins us live in Osceola County with this story. So Marie, what was the reaction in court to this verdict today?
It was emotional. After all was said and done, families on both sides didn't wind up talking with media at all, but they did talk with the judge today.
We're still trying to adjust to a life that feels incomplete.
The sentence won't bring back the 4 family members the Hernandezes lost, but they got what they asked for from the judge.
I just pray that my family's death is not in vain and justice is served.
And not a single day goes by without me wishing I could undo what happened.
In September.
So let me just break in here and say this. I want y'all to pay attention and I want y'all to listen to me because I'm not joking. Black kid kills Mexican family. It's the black man and the black kid and his father's fault. And the Mexicans asking the judge to throw the book at this dude, even though this dude is elderly, old, has cancer, and he's not actually the one who killed their family member. Illegal criminal alien immigrant kills black woman running from ICE, and somehow that's the fault of ICE. That ain't the fault of the guy who was driving the car and killed somebody. That's the fault of ICE. Black woman dead at the hands of an illegal immigrant. Nope, that's ICE's fault. Can't blame the immigrant for that. But Hispanic family dies at the hands of a black teenager. Shit, that's the whole family fault. See how it works? I ain't making up the rules. I'm just pointing shit out. But do you see how that works? I want you to pay close attention. So when you get your ass out there, no one's illegal on stolen land, thinking your black ass is helping something, you're setting yourself up for a fall. It's like my granny used to say, it's going to tell on you before you tell on it. That's for damn sure.
Of 2023, Richard Ferguson says he asked his son to back the car out of the driveway. Instead, the 15-year-old took off. He ran a stop sign and crashed, killing 3 children and their grandmother.
If taken on every measure of pain or even given my life could restore the lives that was lost, I would do it without hesitation.
In a way, Richard Ferguson is giving up his life. He's 70 years old, has pancreatic cancer. His 37-year prison sentence means he'll likely spend the rest of his life behind bars.
You did see a specialist, your primary oncologist, while in the jail, correct?
Yes, once.
Once. And he stated that your prostate cancer had spread.
Yes, that's what he told me.
Did he tell you that it had spread, it would stop spreading if you were released from jail?
No.
Ferguson's defense attorney asked for him to be released under supervision with an ankle monitor, arguing he should be at home with access to his doctors. The judge declined. Ferguson's son was also charged for this. He took a plea deal. He was 15 at the time of the crash. He's expected to be behind bars until he's 19. Live in Osceola County, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
So the 15-year-old son, he is actually going to do some time, but he's only going to be in there 4 years while his father spends 37 years in prison. Bro, 70, pancreatic cancer. Bro probably ain't making it past. He's lucky if he lives 2 years, right? Depending. But you never know. The cancer has spread, but there's a chance, remission, whatever. But it ain't looking like he's going to make it out of jail. This is my issue, and you guys might not, this is my opinion on it, and you guys might not believe or agree with what I'm saying, but this is what I'm going to say. I'm not mad at this right here, because I do feel like there's a certain level of accountability that these parents need to start being responsible for, or being held to, when they kids is out here just terrorizing. My only issue is, when they gonna start doing this for the people, kids out here shooting up the neighborhood? When they gonna start doing this for the kids, for the parents who kids is starting O Block and running around gunning people down, going downtown Chicago and beating up old folks and jumping on cops and stuff? This is something that I think needs to be more of a common practice. Hey man, your kid out here terrorizing, you're gonna be held accountable for, but there is a caveat. There is a caveat. We gotta get some immunity for these parents. Listen to what I'm telling you. They talk about qualified immunity for police officers. We have to get some qualified immunity for these damn parents, because the fact that you can't whoop your kid ass no more when they out of line, that has created a generation of monsters. You cannot hold parents accountable for the things their kids do if you do not let parents parent in the way that they see fit. Now, I'm not talking about abuse. I ain't talking about burning your kids with the hot comb and shit like that. But I'm talking about belt to ass. Belt to ass. That needs to return. I don't give a damn what these psychologists tell you. Some of these kids need their ass whooped. Some of these kids need to get, their ass whooped. And that would probably save a lot of lives and scare a lot of these kids straight. Bro, these days you got the most pussy ass kids running around with switches and stuff. And you be looking at these kids, you be like, bro need to be punched in his damn chest by his daddy. And now the full bro and bro be like, he'll live a life, he'll be ready to just retire from a life of crime. But because the parents can't touch the kids, the parents can't enforce their rules on the kids without it being called child abuse, the kids just walk around like they untouchable. And they act like they're untouchable when they get out in the streets. So, yes, hold this man accountable. I get it. He did put his son, an unlicensed driver, behind the wheel, and the son made a bad decision, right? But at the same time, you got to allow parents to parent their kids. And I think that would change a lot. Have, hold the parents accountable for some of the stuff the kids do. But at the same time, you got to give the parents a chance by allowing them to discipline these kids. What does it say? Dude, some kids just want to be hood. There's a lot of kids that come from decent families, grow up in the suburbs, but just want to be hood. Yeah. And your parents could whoop your motherfucking ass. And if you don't want to listen to them, then they call the law and get you up out of there. I'm telling you right now, today, you start holding these parents accountable for what their kids do, these parents will be calling the cops on their own kids. See, right now, and this has been a problem for decades in the Black community, you got parents who are okay with their kids terrorizing the community as long as it's not affecting them. You don't even know how many women I know whose kids is straight up killers. And somebody go to their mama like, hey, your son out here shooting and running. Oh, that's my baby. And some of them laugh and joke and pray, I'm gonna have my son come get you. Like, there, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, start holding their ass accountable. Well, your son shoot up the neighborhood, you're gonna be doing jail time right next to him. I bet you they get their act together. I bet you they call 911 like, hey, police, my son committed 3 murders, and I know he did it. I got proof that he did it. Oh, believe me, parents will snitch on their own kids if they believe that their own freedom is at risk. And your parents should tell you. The parents should tell the kid, hey, look, you out here acting a fool. I'm going to call the police on your ass. Yeah, 37 years for a guy with cancer. Yep. But black folks out here in the street fighting for illegal immigrants to stay up in the country, fighting for rapists to be allowed to have a second chance. Bro, they had this thing where this guy was walking around DC asking black people to sign a petition to allow certain illegal immigrants who have been deported to come back in this country. This guy said to this black woman in her face, he said, would you sign this petition to let this man, he said his name, come back into the country? By the way, I just want to let you know he was convicted for rape. Do you think he deserves a second chance? Will you sign this petition to let him back in the country? This heifer said, yeah, I'll sign it. Everyone deserves a second chance. Come on now. Come on now. You got black folks. Now, of course, this was satire, but actually this was just like not real. It wasn't real, but he was talking to real people. And there were black people who were willing to sign a petition to let a rapist immigrant come back into the country, talking about everybody deserves a second chance. So we a bit cooked. But guys, it's time to get out of here. It's been 2 hours. My butt cheeks are hurting. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate everything y'all do for me in this channel. It's always a blessing to get up with y'all and chill and talk and shoot the breeze. Had a really good show. I want to do more of these live streams, especially on the weekends. So we probably do something tomorrow. Probably do it at the same time. Y'all like 4 o'clock? I think 4 o'clock is good for tomorrow. Thank y'all so much for that. Let me make sure I ain't got nothing else in here to talk about. Okay. Shout out to my girl. Oh, shout out to my girl T. Lee for the $10 holler in the Cash App. I appreciate that. And shout out to my girl Michelle N for the $5 holler for Black History Tides. Okay, got you. Yep, today. Thank both of y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. It's always love. It's always blessings. And if you send me something in like PayPal or whatever, just let me know so I can make sure I check it and thank you. But until the next time, take care of yourselves, guys. But most importantly, please, please, please take care of one another. Peace.